Hey guys, welcome back to Thorough Capping. It's Dave. 10/25, 2023. I have 5 races for you tonight from Charlestown. I'm going to starting to rev up the capping a little bit more, coming with the Breeders' Cup approaching. Playing around with some different models. Nothing new, just same existing models. Just just changed around a little bit and some factors taken out, some factors added, and so on. Hopefully, in the next coming week or so, I can get 3. I like to get 3 cards done, one of them being at Santa Anita, since that's where the Breeders' Cup is being held, using a different model for each. For tonight, what I have is I have a basic TC model that's matrix factor heavy. I have no pace involved in this, and I actually cut down the qualitative factors as well to just class droppers, race moves, and the next out column. And we're going to look at 5 races here. Race 2, Race 3, Race 4, Race 6, and Race 7. They were the races that I felt were compatible to my capping. And they're the ones I'm going to roll with. I'm going to put a focus mainly on some exactas, some trifectas, and obviously you look for your win value out of my top selections. And then I'm going to put together a pick 3 or a pick 4. In race 1, the early pick 4 in this race, on this card, it starts in race 1, number 1, and there is a heavy favorite in there. And it was a maiden race. I did not do the race. There were too many first-time starters and lightly raced horses. But the 2 is a morning line even money, and right now, when I looked at it, he is getting bet early. He's like 2-5 right now. So I mean, to cheapen the ticket up, you may want to, if you're going to play a pick 4. Being that I do have races 2, 3, and 4 done here, the last 3 legs of that sequence, I think I'm going to take my shot and trust the public and trust the morning line with that 2 and maybe single that 2 in that first race. And then let's take a look at the second race here. Second race, we have 3726, 3752, and let's see where we came about. The 3 horse is a heavy favorite when it comes to the top selection in matrix categories. He's the top in every one, including the final fraction category, but there's a five-way tie there. So let me just identify them with the 82s. This is actually, I think this was a 4.5 furlong race, so this was actually the EFR, the early fraction rating. That's why there's so many that are similar. You got a lot of horses that are coming out of, a few horses coming out of the same races, last out. And usually the early fraction is a little more closer to one another than the final fraction. But with a race that short, I don't even worry about trying to figure out a final fraction, because I can't get a final quarter anyway out of the 4.5. So I really don't put as much credence to this rating here, unless there's one that's like really, really just above and beyond the others, but that's not the case here, and originally that's why I didn't color them in. But the 3 horse is my top choice, obviously, here. The 7 horse shows up second in 3 of the 4 categories and tied for first in the ability category, along with the 3 and the 6. And then we have the 2 horse. The 2 horse is actually, again, you can ignore this column right now, but at the same time, he is tied for top in the target speed rating factor. So my plays on the left side of the grid are the 3, 7, 2, and then the 6. I used the 6 as the separator because he was my other ability rating. And over on the right side, when I add in the qualitative factors, one thing to watch out for. This is a 20-1 morning line horse here, the 5 horse. Even though I did not include him over here. He is a drop-down speed horse, okay? He is showing speed, and I don't have the past performances downloaded right now. So I looked at this yesterday, so I can't show you. But the 5 horse is one of 2 speed horses in this race. There's only 2. And again, it's a 4.5 furlong. And he is a class dropper, so that's why he's got the 2 here. Even though I did put him in 3rd here, because I'm ranking this side based off of the TC ratings. So we have the 3-7. And then I went with the 5 over the 2. I should probably put him over the 1. I might have been thinking something different. I probably was letting this side of the grid sway me here. But I'm going to go 3-7-5-1. So if I look here, I want to go a little bit deeper here. I want some sort of value in my ticket. If I'm going to use that morning line even money horse, what I don't want to do is I don't want to leave this 5 horse out. I'm going to go with the 3, either the 3-5, or let me just put together a couple tickets here. Or maybe even 3-5 and the 7 in this race here. Or I might even want to go deeper, which means I'm going to have to go shorter somewhere else with 2-3-5-7. So we have 2 tickets right here. 2 over 3-5, 2 over to 2-3-5-7. Even though the 3 horse does look like it could be a single based off of this grid, but the 3 horse is actually the morning line favorite in this race as well. So I don't want to go back to back. I want to at least have an opportunity to beat my morning line favorite in the second race, even though he does stand out for me. The third race, I have 5-2-8-7 on the matrix side. Okay, the 5 horse is tops in 3 categories, but at the same time, as you all know, I like to favor my target horse, even though I don't have him favored here. But I do have the 2 horse as my second play, and I would not leave the 2 out of a multi-wager, simply because, again, he's my target horse. And we have the 5-2-8 and the 7 in this side of the grid. And over here, when I add the moves in, the 2 horse, the 8 horse is actually making coming off a double move, a turn move and a stretch move last time out. So it adds 2 points to his existing TC rating, which gives an 82.6. But the 5 horse still comes out as my top TC. It's 5-8-2-7. So maybe I'd go 2-5-8 here. And maybe just the 2 target and the top TC in this race. So maybe we have 2 over 2-3-5-7 over 2-5. And on the other ticket, we have 2 over 3-5 over 2-5-8. And we go to the final leg, leg 4 of this sequence. I do have 2 more races here. The 6 horse is my top target. Is not my top ability horse. As you can see, the 1 and the 7 are. But he's also top final fraction. And he's also top target speed. And just falls slightly below in second for the speed Kuhn rating. So the 6 is my overwhelming, for the most part, choice on the matrix side of the grid. 6-1-5-2. And over here, the 1 and the 5 are flipped. The other thing to watch out for, again, we have a drop-down speed horse in the 1 horse on this side. I do have him third, simply because of the TC rating order. 6-5-1-3. But I'm going to go 1-5-6 to finish this off. And I'm going to go 1-5-6 over here to finish it off as well. So we have 2 tickets. This would be a $9 ticket. And this would be a $12 ticket. Totaling $21 total, with a chance of hitting both tickets. So if it does chalk out in these first 2 races, 2 and 3, 2 and 3, we have an opportunity to at least maybe hit this twice, because the 2 and the 5, I think one of these 2 are probably the favorite as well, going to be the favorite. And see what happens. I mean, the 1 horse in this last race, I think that my 2 drop-down speed horses, the 5, 20-1 morning line, and the 1 I think might be a 10-1 morning line. I could be wrong in race 4. If those 2 horses could come through for us, we still have an opportunity to hit this ticket twice with 2 very good prices on the ticket. Let's take a look at race number 6. Race number 6, 4-6-8-7 on the matrix side. 4 horse target ability, top target speed rating. Also second and final fraction, and First now with the scratch. I forgot to change that. We have a scratch in this race. Tops in speed cum rating. So we have the 4, overwhelming top over the 687, and even when we add in the qualitative factors, we still have we're in agreement here, 4, 6, 8, 7. I don't have the race 5 done, so I did not do anything the 5 or the 8. So I'm not putting together anything as far as a pick 4, because that's 2 legs we would have to. We don't have any data for. We only have the 6 and 7. So if there's a double in race 6 or 7, or maybe even a pick 3 using all in the last leg, race 8, we may want to go 4 since he is overwhelming, or even 4, 6. But I would probably go 4 for a pick 3, maybe 4, and then on the other ticket 4, 7. Race number 7, we have 2715, 2715, 7152. Same 4, just a different order. This is pretty scattered over here. 2 is my target horse, and therefore that is why I have him on top. But at the same time, the 7 horse is showing tops in 2 different categories here. And the 1 horse is actually showing up in 3 categories along with the 5. But the 5 has no top ratings in any of the categories. But we have 2715. And the 1 horse is actually coming off of a double move, last out, stretch, and turn, which boosts him up to an 81.9 opposed to a 79.9. The 7 horse is getting my top TCR. So maybe the 4th leg here would be the 2-7-1, or the 2nd leg, I should say. And I don't want to go too deep because, again, if we're gonna scatter in the last race because we didn't do it. Maybe 1, 2, 7. Take a chance and leave out that 5. And then maybe just go 1, 2, 7 in both. And let me just fix this real fast. And on maybe this smaller ticket, go all and maybe 4 horses, whoever they may be, just by kind of eyeing up the past performances or watching the. You can't really watch the will pays or anything because you got to put the bet in ahead of time. But this would be like, let's say it was a 7 horse race. I would probably just go with this ticket because even if it's a 7 horse race, 21, that's going to be a 1050 ticket, and this would be a 4, 12, 24. This would be a 12. Who knows? If I hit this pick 4, I may go with both of these plays. But at the same time, that's what we're looking at here in tonight at Charlestown. So we'll see what happens. And thanks for tuning in. And I will be on in the near future with maybe a Santa Anita card for the weekend, either Saturday or Sunday, and then something else leading up to the Breeders' Cup. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you soon.